we'll start with possibly the most entertaining player in baseball right now. Paul Skenes, man, just made his MLB debut. We've been talking about this, I feel like, since the season started. Like, when are they going to bring him up? When are they going to bring him up? They're only pitching him for 4 innings, this, that. Yep. And finally, we had our moment.
We did it.
Finally got it.
We made it, y'all. We got here. Paul Skenes debuted on Saturday. And look, if you just look at the box score, even if you just look at the box score, it's still pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So he went 4+. He didn't finish the 4th inning. He got into some trouble and they lifted him. I think he hit 84 pitches or so. 84, 85 was his pitch count. 17 of his pitches were over 100 miles an hour. So just, if we're going off of whatever that math is, right, whatever percentage of, 17 divided by 84, I think it's like 20 something percent of his pitches were over 100 miles an hour. So that's disgusting. Good luck. And, he worked out of a bases loaded jam in the 2nd. He actually worked around the top of the Cubs order super well, which was impressive. So he looked confident up there. And I will say, not to be this guy, but his 1 earned run was like a little iffy. It was a Nico Horner home run that just squeaked over the wall in left center. So, he's going to get tagged more in MLB, right? Like he's not playing against the kids. But this was still very impressive for Paul Skenes. So he left the game up 6-1. He got a no decision because the bullpen gave it up. Then there was a rain delay. It was a very strange game once Skenes left, weirdly enough. But they ended up with the win. The Pirates did. They just didn't get the win for Skenes.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure Livy Dunn fans out there are excited, man. It's going to have the same effect. Not the exact same effect as Travis Kelce's situation, but But it's good. Listen, I was on a show last week, shout out to Toilet Titles, and I mentioned it. The guy's like, I didn't know if it was cool for us, to mention it, a bunch of 40-year-old guys or whatever. I'm like, she's got 5 million followers. She's super popular. Yeah, like, come on, man.
It's good. It's good for a younger generation too, right? Paul Skenes is a young dude. Livy Dunn is very young. I think they're both like 22, 23, right?
Yeah.
So, it's good to have this injection of like youth into the sport, and good for them. One hell of a power couple.
Yeah, exactly. It's like one of those things where it's like you don't see, unless you're following baseball accounts and you're following those kind of things, like you don't see a lot of people in pop culture talking about baseball. Like it just is what it is. Like, so it's cool to see, whether it's just because of a relationship or whatever it is, like players getting talked about. Like, because unless it's a scandal or something happens, like it feels like a lot of sports news and pop culture is towards basketball or football. So it's like it's good to see the younger generation, like you said, getting familiar with it, whether it's just
however we got to do it, man. However we got to get eyes on baseball, we'll take it.
Exactly. So shout out to Paul Skenes. So it'll probably only get better, right? It's only uphill from here. So shout out to him. But I think you covered everything you could cover about Paul Skenes' first appearance.
I'm just gonna say it real quick, like that 1-2 punch, if Skenes stays up, which I don't see a reason he wouldn't. So like Skenes and Jared Jones now.
Yeah.
And Jared Jones wasn't supposed to be what he is.
Right.
And if it stays that way, that is a nasty 1-2 in a rotation.
That's a lot of fun.
That's filthy. So the Pirates are going to be fun to watch for a long time.
Yeah, no, definitely. Again, I'm always going to divert to the team that I watched, and that's the Mets. And it is a horrible staff to watch. A bunch of old guys that just give up 6 runs a game. And so I only can envy watching teams that have these young pitching guys, aces, and it's just
they went through the ringer, right? Like the Pirates have been struggling for a long time. So it's, congrats to the fans. You get to see something now. If you guys would look, I love McCutchen, but you can't have McCutchen bat and lead off if you want to contend. I'm not trying. I said it earlier this season. I love Andrew McCutchen, Hall of Famer in my opinion.
You did,
but I just don't know how you can have a guy batting 172 as your leadoff hitter. So that's neither here nor there. But the Pirates pitching staff, bright future ahead.
Yeah, it's not all greatness right now, but the pitching staff is fun at least.
Yes.